This is the Washington Times front page for Tuesday, July 12th, 2022. Thanks as always for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. House Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff wants the annual defense policy bill to include language blocking Congress from oversight of the military and National Guard in some cases of domestic deployment. The amendment is poised to be added to the National Defense Authorization Act, which the House plans to take up this week. Susan Ferricchio and Kerry Pickett report it's drawn criticism from Republicans who fear Schiff is trying to preemptively block them from oversight if their party wins the House in the November elections. Schiff first introduced the measure in 2020. He cited then-President Trump's proposal to deploy the Army to quell social justice protests across the country. A New York Times Siena College poll finds President Biden's approval rating has sunk to 33%. Dave Boyer reports that's a 76-year low for a president at this point in his term. In the same poll, only 26% of Democratic Party voters said the party should renominate Biden in 2024. Among Democrats younger than 30, 94% don't want him to be renominated. Biden will turn 80 later this year, and 33% of respondents who want a different Democratic nominee in 2 years cited the president's age as a concern. The survey also cited a pervasive sense of pessimism that spans every corner of the country. Throngs of mourners in Tokyo paid their respects to slain former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe as the widening investigation into his assassination at a campaign rally last week brings new questions about what may have motivated the killer. Guy Taylor reports police said the suspect, Tetsuya Yamagami, told investigators he acted because of Abe's rumored connection to an organization that he resented. Some Japanese media identified the group as South Korea's Unification Church and reported the suspect's mother donated large amounts of money to the church. They suggested that the donations and her subsequent bankruptcy were a possible motive. Tomohiro Tanaka, head of the church's Japan branch, declined comment on the specifics of the donations, saying that a police investigation was ongoing. Speaking in generalities, Tanaka confirmed Yamagami's mother was a member and that some people had made generous donations to the church, but stressed that none were forced. Tanaka said Abe was not a member of the church, though he supported its global peace movement. The Washington Times and the Unification Church share the same founders. You can find all of these stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page. You can also find the entire lineup of Washington Times podcasts at WashingtonTimes.com/podcasts. A dozen Democratic governors have signed executive orders or legislation barring cooperation with states seeking to punish women traveling to states with more abortion-friendly laws. Valerie Richardson reports Washington Governor Jay Inslee said in a June 30th directive that his state will remain a sanctuary for any person seeking abortion care and services. And at least 90 state attorneys general and district attorneys have signed a statement refusing to enforce abortion criminal penalties. Other states acting to counter extradition orders include California, Colorado, New Mexico, Minnesota, New Jersey, and North Carolina. And finally, Joseph Clark talks with Stuart Rhodes, the jailed leader of the far-right Oath Keepers group. The extremist leader has been charged with seditious conspiracy for his role in the January 6th riot at the U.S. Capitol. He's been following the hearings of the House committee investigating the riot from his jail cell. The Department of Justice has charged 11 members of the group with seditious conspiracy. Prosecutors say the militia coordinated travel to Washington with the intent of interrupting the peaceful transfer of power after the 2020 presidential election. Find all of today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Washington Times in your favorite podcast app. You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.